All right, folks. So I'm going to be talking through the first step in this week's lab, which is to sign up for an OpenStreetMap account, contribute to the map, and do a little bit of digging through this amazing resource here that undergrids many apps that you interact with on a regular basis, websites you visit, and hardware devices that you hold. So OpenStreetMap is a community-based effort, and it is driven and emphasized by local knowledge and community driven. It is open data. You're free to lose this as long as you credit OpenStreetMap and its contributors. And if you alter it, you may distribute the result under the same license. Okay. So this is formally operated by the OSM Foundation. Okay. Please read through. Make sure you're comfortable joining. I would go to sign up. Okay. You then have an agreement about what your data is and what it means once you contribute. This is publicly available data. So no posting of anything private that you would not want to be on a map. So please be mindful of that when posting. Okay. So your contribution should not infringe on anyone else's intellectual property. Okay. All right. So your contributions from the project can be used or removed at any time. And if they suspect that your contributed data is incompatible in a sense with which they feel lawful, they will remove it. Okay. So please spend some time reading through this. Do not post anything online that you would not want to be dug up later. Okay. Once you have read, you agree. Okay. And then you can go ahead and put that if you want. Okay. So they'll send you. Okay. So I got my email from OpenStreetMap. I go ahead and I click yes, that was me. And it verifies it. Welcome to OpenStreetMap, the free and editable map of the world. Okay. It doesn't include any opinionated data like ratings, historical, or hypothetical features. Okay. It is a place for mapping things that are both real and current. So if a structure no longer exists in a place, then it will be edited from the map. It is a digital attempt at a current render of the Earth. Okay. So it has some lingo of its own, just that will come in handy. All right. And this is all part of the reading for this week. So an editor is a program or a website you can use to edit the map. We're going to use the in-browser based version for now, but there are desktop application versions. Okay, and notice a point on the map, like a single restaurant or a tree, and a way is a line or area, like a stream, road, lake, or building. Okay, and a tag is information about the data node or way. All right, it might be a name, it might be a speed limit sign, it just depends. Okay, the rules are very important for OpenStreetMap. Okay, we expect everyone to collaborate and communicate with in a sense of community. All right. Others are editing by hand. Please read and follow the guidelines on imports and automated edits. Okay. This is really important. We will only be doing editing by hand. So this is going to be slightly different for us. But if you were to ever be at the point where you were bulk importing anything, really be mindful of what you're doing. Okay. There are lots of resources for learning. Some of them are in your module for this week. Okay. And definitely check out this. Welcome, Matt. Okay, who is OpenStreetMap? Why use it? A little bit more about it. I've definitely put some of these guides in this week's reading. Really important will be this one of working with the data. So how good is the data? How is it organized? And what sort of humanitarian applications might they have, as well as how to download and use it. All right. So no time to edit, just add a note. If you want something small fixed, say the restaurant on your corner is no longer accurately named. Go ahead and click that little icon right there and it will add a marker to the map, which you can move by dragging and add your message and then save and other mappers can investigate. All right. Any topics for help? Right here. Okay, so again, welcome beginner's guide. If we come in here, All right, this is the OSM wiki. So this kind of spells out, one, how to get help, more about OpenStreetMap, how to browse the map, how to contribute, okay, how to contribute map data in specific, what it means to be an editor, a glossary of terms, and a beginner's guide. So the first thing to do is join the community, okay? This will show you how to add data to OSM, okay? There are many translations. A GPS unit and connecting cable are purely optional. But you do need a computer connected to the internet and some time to gather the information. Okay, we can record this on hard copy, or if you have a GPS device yourself or you use Waypoint caching on your phone, it's completely up to you. Okay, want this edited as soon as possible. This is not us. We're not in a hurry here, so you can use the default editor. You will need an account first. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up right here. So I'm logged in. I've already supported it and everything. They are doing arrays. It's not free. It is free to, it is free to use, but it's not free to run. So consider that. I'm going to close that right now. I will do so later. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to search just where I live. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. All right. So I'm now in North Bennington. All right. So you'll see that the layer that I'm working with here, if I come over here on this right-hand panel, I have it. I'm looking at what is standard. You'll often see this in sort of Google Maps, Apple Maps. This is very similar. Okay. There's the cycle version. This is not rendering for whatever reason. So I'm going to check to the next one. Okay. So this is the cycle map. You have some topographic elements. We can see elevation here. All right. Transport map is, it's obviously not as visually style. There's not as many visual style elements or anything like that. Okay. So another topographic one. Here we have a little bit more data than we did on the cycle based one. So we do see some of the features. Okay, this is another option here. And there's a humanitarian overlay here. Okay. So you can also here enable overlays for troubleshooting the map, map notes, map data, and public GPS traces. Okay. I'm going to go through these one at a time. So the first one is map notes. All right. This just allows me to see, has anybody done what it said here and left a note to come back in the welcome guide. So I can also enable the map data. So this is all of the information that has been mapped. If I come and I click here, no, the mile around woods trails, which if you're ever down in North Bennington are awesome. Okay. It's tagged. There's a bench. Okay. All right. Oh, and I clicked on the word amenity, which is hyperlinked to amenity. And so it's now defining that for me, but I'm going to go back to this node real quick. So edited almost 2 years ago. So this individual came in here and edited and added that, hey, there's a bench right here. So I don't know what this is right now because the map layer that I'm looking at doesn't help me. So I'm going to look at the topographic map and see if I can't get a better idea. I'm going to remove, well, I still want to see the map data because I want to know where this bench is. But I want a little bit more topographic. No, there we go. All right, so I do think I know where this bench is. So you'll see in the location, it's giving me the exact GPS. So if I were to select this, I'm just going to copy these GPS coordinates. I'm going to come over here and paste them in my search bar. So this will search them on Google. So obviously I'm now on Google Maps. Here I have a terrain layer that I don't have in OSM. It's not the purpose of OSM. So I clicked the terrain layer. And now I'm looking at that exact spot, just in a different view, if you will. Okay. So we have right here, McCullough Road. Okay. This is the same road right here. This is the mile around woods. Okay, this is the entrance to it. And this is the bench that's kind of up as you park and walk up the hill. Okay. All right. So that's the map data. Okay, I could examine this one. So this is parking. Okay. Over here we have a highway crossing. So it looks like Hugh Kelly, whoever this individual is, we could even open up their profile and see how many edits they've made to the map. Well, they've been a mapper for a while. They've made 169 edits all over the place, actually. So, you know, these are the type of edits. He added bridges and a sidewalk to Bennington. So this is someone who is actively mapping our area here. So it's kind of cool. Okay. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to unselect this map data and then public GPS traces I'm going to select. Okay. So public GPS traces are when someone has consented to walk or drive or, you know, cycle and then have that data plotted on the map. Okay. So that's what that is. All right. So, and this is, you know, my centroid of where I searched. These are major highways. All right. So I'm going to go back to my topographic one because I just prefer this. You can work however you like. All right. I'm going to close this up. Okay. So I'm going to head over to the Glastonbury Wilderness and I'm just going to see if there's anything here. It doesn't look like there is. Doesn't seem too active. So I'm going to zoom out a little ways. So as I get a wider range, you can see that the visual image becomes much more beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to actually head on over to a place that I know has a really active mapping community. Head down into Nairobi. And so you'll see as we get further in, the topography changes quite a bit. Okay. So I'm going to click on map notes. Ooh, I've got a lot here. Okay. Let me see what this one says. Our users indicate territory of town Longo extended beyond current borders. We cannot find any available sources to verify this information. Okay. Unresolved note. Research on number of toilets that are around Kianda Village. The number of people who are very close to the river and people who are at risk of flooding. So this is a month ago. So this individual wants to have some better idea on the services available to a population. I'm going to zoom in a little bit.